Hi everyone, Peter here. Welcome to my video where we will be focusing on growing passive income through KDP, no content, and low content books. Today we'll be researching in-demand keywords with low competition. A word about research. I think research in KDP is a lot more important than research in, say, Merch by Amazon. The reason being is because it will take you, let's say, a day to create a book. Probably take you a week or so. A week to a day, and then it goes into review for, on average now it's running about 2 weeks before it goes live, and then it'll take another 1 to 2 weeks for the look inside feature to appear on your book. So that's a month basically from when you started creating your book to when the listing is fully functional in Amazon. So you want to make sure before you even start creating books that your research is on point, your keywords are there, and you know exactly who you're targeting and what niche you're targeting. But before we start, today's video is sponsored by corgis. Corgis. They're short, they're furry, they're derpy, they're awesome. This is my corgi. She's a little overweight, but she's very sweet. So thank you corgis for sponsoring today's show. Today for research, I'll be using Helium 10. I know there are other tools out there that are not as expensive or free, completely free, but I've looked through Helium 10 and for what they offer with all their tools, for me, it's worth the money. It's a great tool in my opinion. We'll be using Blackbox to get the main keywords, and then we'll be using their Cerebral tool to find other keywords that we want to rank against once we have our main keywords. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to go to the keywords tab because I'm only interested in finding keywords that people search in. The way this tool works is you type in a keyword or keywords, and it'll give you related or similar keywords that people search on Amazon. So today we're going to do logbook, and we're going to do logbook as one word because that's how Grammarly tells me it's spelled. Usually I always put a space in between, but Grammarly, the little spelling app tells me that it's one word. So we'll do that. And then we can define that we want a minimum of 300 searches on the keyword or 300 searches per month. And for the keywords, we don't want any more than 1,000 other products. Okay, I'm going to click search, and it's going to return 29 phrases that meet the criteria that we set. So I'm going to block out or blur out this first column because these are the actual phrases it returns. And that's because these phrases are pretty much worth their weight in gold. They are basically what Helium 10 is offering as a service. And in that regard, I don't want to piss Helium 10 off and show all the results. It's not fair to Helium 10 as a business, and also not fair to the people that work at Helium 10 that rely on memberships for their livelihood. So I'm just gonna keep this first column blurred, and I'm gonna unblur it when I pick one that we'll move forward with. Now for the columns in the search results, first column is the phrase. The second is the search volume, or how many searches Amazon gets per month for that phrase. The average price of the products returned for that phrase. The number of units sold. The revenue. The average BSR for all the products returned with that phrase, and then the average reviews, the total number of reviews, and the average review. So I'm just going to scroll through here, and what I'm looking for is a combination of high search volume with low competing products. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that. This is the number of competing products or number of products returned from the phrase. So high search volume, low competing products, and a lower BSR. Okay, so you can see this one, 705 with 307. But this is gym logbook. And I've looked into this before, and I will just show you. So I'm going to take this and then put it into Amazon. And you notice that a lot of the top results have, they're not KDP books. They're spiral, they're hardcover. So this would not be a good candidate. This phrase would not be a good candidate for books. Maybe this is a KDP book. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, independently published. Yeah, it is, but the BSR is not very great. It's 1.1 million. So I'm not gonna continue looking into fitness logbook. Let's keep going. Okay, and this one I've seen before also. This is pilot logbook. So pilot logbook has 2,000 searches per month with only 318 items. And again, you can see it's hardcover, leather. But the other thing is, when I did research in pilot logbooks, is those books they have to meet standards, ASA PS40. So I'm not sure if you can make a KDP book that meets that standard, because it's an official FAA standard. So I'm not going to touch that. Okay, moving on. Okay, let's see what's interesting. Okay, all right. Okay, actually that top one looks pretty good. 732 searches per month with 518 products. So this is hiking logbook. Let's see what that's all about. So you can see that Amazon did in fact return 543. I think Black Box said 518, but that's close. Let's see what people have created and if we can make it better. These do look like KDP books. BSR of 1,000, 131,000, 900,000, 238. Okay, this is promising. Let's just see if this 1,000 has or is a KDP book. CreateSpace. Okay, yeah, CreateSpace, KDP, one and the same. Cool. Now after we decide that we want to go into hiking logbook, which I think is a good phrase to attack, let's see what the competition is doing. So when you're looking at the competition, what you want to pay attention to is the cover, because that's the first thing that catches the buyer's attention. And look inside to see what kind of information they're capturing pertaining to logbooks. Coloring books, your strategy will be different, journals will be different, but for logbooks, we want to see what a normal hiking logbook will look like. Okay, so we see, okay, we have the date, we have the weather, temperature, start end time, duration, okay, distance, elevation, some trail type details. You can give the hike a star rating, the location, okay, who you with, okay, and then some lined page for additional note-taking, I assume. Okay, and the other thing to note is the font. You can see that they use outdoorsy, a formal or informal font, almost like a playful font, because hiking nature, you don't want it to be a corporate, sterile look. You want it to look personalized, natural, handwritten fonts. Okay. All right. And then same thing with the cover. This is a pretty nice watercolor. And then let's read through here. We can see that they have some description of the book, the details, they outlined what fields are in the book. So we probably want to do the same thing, because on mobile devices, people that look at books, they're not going to be able to see the look inside feature. So outlining or detailing your book and what they're getting will really help as far as sales. And the other thing, here's a little trick to do, is I like to go into the reviews. This one has a lot, 563. And I like to read, yeah, the positives are good. That gives you an idea of what people like. But the key is to look at the negative reviews and see how you can improve upon the existing books. So to get there, I click on one of the stars, and then I filter by all critical. See, okay, it looks a little flimsy. Nothing we can do about that. Okay. Nature. Okay. Nothing we can really do about this, or talking about the glue and stuff. I'll give you an example. I was researching a coloring book one time, and one of the critical feedbacks was that the art on the page, it was a bleed. So it ran all the way to the edge of the page, and they had trouble coloring to the edge of the page. So when I made a competing coloring book, I noted in bold in my description that my art was in a frame within the page and not bleeding to the edge, so it was easier to color. So that's an example of a way you can use a negative review on a product for your benefit. Okay, so that's just one, and that took longer than I thought, but you want to do the same thing with the other books on here. You want to target usually the books that have low BSRs, because you want to see what's working and what people like. And you don't only have to look at KDP books. You can look at this one, which is obviously not KDP, and see why people like it and why people don't, and you know, adjust your book off of that. So now that we have our main keyword, which is hiking logbook, we're gonna want supporting keywords that we want to rank for also, and that'll give our books more exposure. And to do that, I'm gonna go into this bestseller and grab the ASIN, which is the unique identifier for a book in Amazon. And I'm going to Helium 10's Cerebral tool and do a reverse ASIN lookup to see what keywords this book shows up for. So we can see here that word frequency, we have hiking women, guide, log, national, okay. Okay, so we can take some of those, note some of those down, but the meat of the search is down here, where it gives you a list of phrases, what they call a Cerebral Iq Score, which is a calculation of search volume compared to competing products. So the higher the Cerebral Iq Score, the better, because it means a higher ratio of search volume to competing products, meaning that it's more valuable, and you should probably, you know, target those in your description. So here we have hiking journal, which is the main one, of course. Hiking logbook, okay, then we want that also. Anything above 1,000 or so, I think is valuable, so we'll take note of that. So we're gonna we want to keep note of hiking journal, hiking logbook, hiking logbook, Oh, okay, hiking log. Okay, sorry. Hiking journal is here, and then our main keyword was hiking logbook, which we found through Black Box. Okay. What else do we have? Treat Her Right, Serenity Woods. Don't know what that is, but we probably don't want to do that. Gift for hikers. Okay, great. Desert notebooks. Probably not. Hiking with Nietzsche, the philosopher, or the author. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, hiking journal for kids. Hiking off the beaten trails around Gordon and Smith. Okay. Okay, these don't apply. So I'm just going to go through the first few pages and get the ones that we do want. Who is Alex Trebek? Wow, this showed up for the phrase "Who is Alex?" Okay. All right. I think the further we go down, the less relative. 100 hikes of a lifetime. The less relative the phrases are to our book. Hiking checklist. Okay, so the purpose of getting these phrases is because we want to rank for these too. Now let me go back to the first page, and you can see that the phrase hiking journal has a search volume of 2,787. So you want to get a piece of that pie, even though there are over a thousand competing products. In your description, you want to incorporate the term hiking journal in there, preferably at the beginning or close to the beginning of your description, because we want Amazon to recognize that that's a phrase that pertains to your book. Okay, now we have all our pieces in place. We have our main phrase or keyword, which is hiking logbook, and we want to put this in our title or subtitle. And we also want to put this in the description and our keywords when we're creating the listing. And then we will take the related phrases from Cerebral and incorporate those into our description, or even in our title if we can make it make sense, and in the hopes of ranking for these high value keywords also. And we also looked at the competition to see what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and how we can offer a better product for this audience. The next thing to do is just go to work, create your interiors, however you do it, through InDesign or Illustrator or Canva or Word or whatever, and then put it together and submit it to KDP. And then just give the Amazon algorithm time to index and find your book. Or you could jumpstart your book by running an ad. I won't go into that much here because that probably requires another video. But what you want to do is when you create your ad, you want to make sure that you target hiking logbook, because there are 732 search queries for that, with only 518. So hopefully the cost per click isn't very high because the competition isn't high. And then if you want, you can target the other popular related keywords, or you can do an automatic campaign and see what Amazon does. But for me, I like to create one campaign with just targeting this phrase, because I know that's what I'm aiming for, and I know the competition is not very high. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. I will be posting the phrase as well as all the related phrases with the high Cerebral score on my Gumroad shop, store, portal, site, or whatever it's called. But it'll be free. I won't charge anything. You just put a 0 next to the cost and download it for free. That way you can have it handy without having to search for it through this video. And if you found this video helpful and you would like to see more, hit that thumbs up to like and the subscribe and notification bell. I would greatly appreciate it. Even if you didn't like it, let me know in the comments below. How can I make it better? What would you like to see in the future? Things like that. I plan on making more of these videos. And I like helping people. I like doing research. I like finding niches. I want other people to be able to make the passive income also. And once again, thank you to our sponsors, Corgis, for making this video possible. Until next time, keep creating.